Hello, friends. So, we'll start a new series for Preliminary Examination 2024. This will be a series of episode where I'll try to solve the previous year question and make you understand that this examination can be cleared using logic and your constant effort to learn the basic books plus the newspaper. And I have named the series as Sisyphus. Already, I have made a video on who is this Sisyphus and what he does and everything else. This is kind of a tough question. I think it's a tough question for me. What I thought was this was a wrong thing and this is a right thing. So I thought the answer is somewhere here. But both the statements seem to be. So when I discussed with my friend, so he was talking about this fact that yes, it's both the statement is true. Uh, you know, kind of why this whole point of states not going into preventive, promotive, or rehabilitative, that goes into an higher orbit of the union. So you can remove this question also from the list of questions. But again, my point is to have 30 to 45 questions in the examination hall given to me. And with that, I can have the Ulpakia method. Again, look at it. This is something which comes in newspaper very very regularly, and that's the answer for this. And even today I saw an article related to Wolbachia, and here you see this: carbon fibers once used cannot be recycled. Carbon is an organic compound. Anything organic, biological is not an one-time use material. Only synthetic things are, one-time use material. And hence, this is the answer which can be there. Again, you see it here. One more history question or geography question, or you can take it as environment question, whichever way you want. Now you see it. This one is one. Now, even in the times of Indus Valley civilization, you would find the fact that this Indus was there, but this such area was kind of, because of the fall and rise of the sea levels, used to have this not connected in the way. So once it came to this position, it got connected and to the land. Now it is part of us. So this is the answer for us. Run of Kutch, that's a simple question. And now this was Nagorno Karabakh. See, they have given, I think, in an, this is the answer for this. This is not true. Kivu is not the true. This Zaporizhzhia, this was in the news in Ukraine. There is one more question on Ukraine that I have not included. That's also an easy question where they have asked about Ukraine being this on the bordering states of Ukraine. But this is a nuclear reactor in that. Nuclear reactor in the, I think, river called as Dnieper, I think Dnieper. So it runs through this Zaporizhzhia. And what was the problem is that, Russia was thinking about, and it comes from this Belarus, and Russia was thinking about blowing this up or, removing the dam and the water being flooded into this. There was a huge issue, and this came in newspaper very, very uh, commonly uh, you know, talked about, not commonly. They were scared that this would happen, and this is not true. This is not true. None of this is the answer. And this is an illuminite rutile. Okay, aluminium. I don't. This is some, malachite, and copper is something else. Iron ore, no. Illuminite and rutile iron ore. It's not the name of the iron ore. Titanium is the answer. This is also one more question which you should have taken. Now look at this question of 3/4. This cobalt mining is very very prominent in Congo, uh, or in Chile. I have heard Chile is also one place where this cobalt is there, and in the northwest of Australia is also cobalt is very very prominent. But this cobalt became a very big issue because of this rat hole mining kind of thing. Rat hole mining of coal happens in this northeast also, or the Supreme Court had banned that. But I don't know whether if it is happening again. But This rat hole mining is the way through which this cobalt is mined in this African countries, and this was a very big important news. And also you can take economic survey, like the question on 3.2% of our goods exports being there, and I said that it is services. Similarly, this question, the diagram is there in economic survey. You can find it out. Just check it. Now look at it again. If one statement is right, or sorry, one statement is wrong, the other statement is right. At least 60% is not what is necessary for this goes to the extent of weapons grade. I think 80% somewhere is weapons grade. So this is not true. This is true automatically. So C is the answer for this question. So we have come nearly around 25 questions or something like that. Look at how we are solving marsupials. Marsupials are mammals who give birth to live ones, but they have this pouch. So they have this concept of pouch. Everybody would know this kangaroo as an example, but they thrive only in mountain mountain grassland. They marsupials occupy every possible niche. How can there be an animal or a mammal not radiating into different things? So you have mammals here. You have see the mammals occupying every possible niche. They are in the trees, they are in the waters, they are in the land, they are in the grasses, they are in the mountain. How can marsupials be a species only confined to a mountain area? This is wrong. So if it is wrong, as I said, one statement is definitely right. So that's the basics of this. And this waggle dance for others is honeybee. This I made it through ads. So looking at so many ads come for this. So it may sound as very simplistic, but that's how I understood. Uh, that's in the ads. This is how it was, and I think there is a movie also of honeybees, or the children's things which come in the YouTube and something like that. I've seen that honeybees is the answer. This is kind of a difficult question. If you can remove, you can remove this also, but again I would suggest, I am looking for 30 to 45 question. My aim, even if I get 40 question, is a bonus for me. Other questions I should have prepared logically, and I should have cleared. See, you cannot think about UPSC giving you every question in a platter. We have to work for some questions, right? Here these are all nocturnal. This is an old world monkey. There is a distinction of old world monkey. This is from which, and in anthropology it is there. Old world monkeys is what gives rise to this primates, and from primates is what, or we are also primate, or the primate is, old world monkeys have the tail. Primates, they came down, they did not have this tail, and from which we all have arose. So humans, as you might very well know, we are not nocturnal. We may, some students in UPSC are nocturnal, and including me, I was also nocturnal during my preparation. But I don't think we are nocturnal. We are an animal which moves in the morning. And this old world monkeys, this is an old world monkey. Any monkeys which is there in Africa and Asia is an old world monkey. The monkeys which is there in the South American continent is a new world monkey. So it's not nocturnal. This one is not nocturnal. So you have the answer as B. Now come to this point. Now, this mushrooms or fungi or whatever thing, mushrooms in nature definitely have this medicinal properties, psychotropic activities, insecticidal properties. They have this concept of prevention. That is the function of a mushroom. That's the function. Or they have evolved for such kind of activities, for in a symbiotic relationship with the plants, to prevent all this things, insects getting, they affecting the plants. But this bioluminescent, I was not sure. But nature is a freak. Nature is a freak show. We have talking animals like you and me. So we have arose from this. Definitely some bioluminescent properties would definitely be there. This is a fact that you have to take and go for. Now, this was a little difficult. If you this true is true, but this was a difficult thing. If you can remove, you want to remove, you can remove. Arboreal. They don't like the nocturnal question which we were discussing. The methods in which animals are, whether they this kind of questions is being now repeated a lot in civil services. You can check these questions. I will pause for a moment and tell you. Check these kinds of questions when you are learning animals. Just look at whether they are omnivorous, carnivorous, nocturnal, what kind of a behavior. You learn them, understand them, and you just check through their behavior for once. Don't mug up things, understand them. This is arboreal. So, if you want to remove this question, you can remove it. Now come to this concept of again, as I was talking about mushrooms, it's the true fact with microorganism. The microorganism, you can take it as a bacteria, fungi, or whatever single celled organisms they are. You find them in the most difficult. So there is a Mariana Trench that you would definitely know. I think as a student of civil services, you would know that it's the deepest point. I do not know the exact number. I think it's some 2,000 feet or something like that. I'm very sorry. The numbers may be wrong. Um, when I was looking at YouTube and they went into this Mariana Trench, they were talking about microorganism living there. So if the microorganism can live at such a point and depth, they can live anywhere. So all three is the answer. Very simple. So now come to this answer of now this is the point. Uh, so here the answer is orangutan. That's see it's something like I'm holding this pen. This is called as a prehensile. So your hands have to be prehensile. Prehensile means you have to have an opposable thumb. See, look at this. You cannot have you look at other animals, they will have a paw. Okay, paw. They cannot, or hold something with this opposable thumb. You have the sloth bear. Sloth bears are also having this kind of, paw-like thing. Otter, fishing cat, definitely not. Orangutan has this concept of, or this is part of a primate, so it should have this. And now come to this question of again statement one, statement two. Invest statement distributed to their investors exempted from tax. I don't see income from the deposits in infrastructure investment trust, uh, electoral bonds, and many other things are tax exempted. But an economic tool cannot have a tax exemption like this. So this is not true. This is true. So answer is this. So it's common economic understanding. I have put it with common economic understanding. I have not even read the second statement. The first is wrong, the second is correct. So I will go for the D. Now, again, look at this question of in the post pandemic, recent central banks have raised rates. It's a true fact because during the time of pandemic, what they did was they started to increase the money supply. How they increased the money supply is that they had a reduced CRR or SLR and repo rate. They had all these things as a down so that reinvigorate all these things. And people started or wanted to invest or something like the monetary policy, and exactly the second term talks about this monetary policy. And that is the point. Once the pandemic was over, all these easy money resulted in inflation. So, what now the government or the RBI or the central banks of the world and India are doing is that they are raising the rates. It's the opposite in order to rein in the inflation. It's very simple. Yeah. So, this is the answer for this. Now, again, this I think is tough. Okay, this is tough. I will I thought this was wrong. I thought this was wrong. I thought this was the answer, but I think this is the answer. Yes, It's the way to transfer money through the private sector to the state. But disputed, you can again, I'll look at this 40, 30 to 40 questions. If I get 30 to 40 questions, I am getting somewhere around 60 to 80 marks. That is, rest of the 60 questions are there for me to fight and get that 20 to 25 marks. Is it not possible? You tell me yourself, you will think about this examination in a different way. This is market sterilization. Sterilization is removing, again, increasing the rate through the monetary policy. There is also one more tool that the RBI involves. There is an open market organization where you can see, again, the step is for the central bank increasing the rate. They increase there. Again, they will do this for sterilization. That also they did for sterilization, that is to suck in the money so that inflation will be less. This is also a true fact. Again, now come to this capital market. There is two market, that's you will definitely know: capital market and money market. This is for the long term. Money market is for the short term. Capital, if it is there, it is a long term thing. In this treasury bill market called money market, this is not, and this is an overnight thing. This is definitely not treasury bill. No, treasury bill that you might know, I think, T bills. They are called as the T bills, and it is in different denomination, sorry, not denomination, time period. I think 184 days, 184 days, 360, sorry, 182 days, 364 days, 91 days, something like that. It's for less than 1 year. But this is for the long term. This is for the long term. Answer is 2. Okay. Now see it here again. Look at this. Okay, B is the answer. Now look at this question of Constitution, Lakshmikant. None of these statement is true. Okay, none of these statement is true. They have deliberately, in this chapter, in Lakshmikant, everyone should have read and gone. Anyone preparing for civil services should have prepared president, and they would definitely know there is no time limit. What is the time limit? As soon as possible. That's the point. As soon as he may or shall, sorry, he or she may, shall, they would have, given that word, but there is no time limit. Here, there is prescribed time limit. There is nothing called as time limit. Here, both these things are true, and this may seem like a difficult question. See, both these, it's kind of a CSAT. The statement is there, the statement is true. The statement, see, and you might know that many of the cases where prisoners were released by the states even when the center did not want them released, or even Supreme Court, in one case the state had released prisoners and the Supreme Court had condemned them, and that is happening because the states have this separate act where they could take care of the people, and their parole and other things can happen. And this is a very, very simple Nagoya protocol. Yes, it's a biodiversity management committees are there. This is very, very true. And these committees enable, this is the, meaning of biodiversity help, or biodiversity prevention, or destruction of biodiversity, something like that. This question is a little difficult, but in this, India needs to extract more than you know a quarter of, look at the statement, more than a quarter of world's groundwater each year. India extracts more than quarter of the world's groundwater each year. Okay, but this more than quarter of the water is, what they are saying, is used for drinking water and sanitation. Slowly, if you think about it, the water that we take out is used in industries, agriculture is there, groundwater mainly, agriculture, thermal power plants is there. This usage of water for drinking water and sanitation, we, assuming that the statement 1 is correct, this cannot be true. Correct? You please think about it. If that statement is true, one of the statement is true. Okay, one of the statement is true. As I said, you know, Uh, Assuming that the first statement is true, the second statement cannot be true. So here one is correct and the statement two is wrong. So that's the answer for this. Now, Stability and Growth Pact, we have this Fiscal Responsibility Budget Management Act. Similar to this, they have in European Union, which limits their fiscal deficit and budgetary deficit, and that's the very seats in news. These things cannot be true. Makes the European countries to share their infrastructure facilities. European Union already is in a lot of trouble. How the UK and they leaving the Brexit and other countries are also in a kind of a tussle. If they have this pact and they think about sharing their infrastructure facilities, that's going to have some jurisdictional problem. That's going to be a problem. So, what the European Union basically, the union is for the economy. So, in the case of economy, so they will think about having a fiscal policy. They are not into each country's everyday administration of sharing infrastructure. I don't think they do that. But anyways, basically if you see, its answer is A. Now you see it here again, one statement is true, other statement is wrong. Think about it. They are trying to bring technological progress and productivity under their control. No country or no, especially even if they have this intention, even if they have this intention, it would not be justified for any country to say that they are bringing something under their control. How are they going to, face other countries when they suggest something like this? It's not a true fact. One is true and the other is wrong. Again, this is true. Okay, Israel has established, or in 2023, before this whole Gaza crisis happened, they were trying to do that, and that's how this came into this problem of Hamas hitting people, and then there is a retaliation, and there is a huge crisis going on right now in Gaza. But now you see it here. Uh, it's not that they have not signed it. There was some kind of an Abraham Act which was there. Sorry, not Abraham Act, Abraham Accord, something like that was there, but they did not sign. If they had signed, it is a very big thing, and it is mediated by Saudi Arabia. No, it was not. So the statement is wrong. So answer is one. See now, and this is the easiest of things. Yes, green hydrogen. Yes, in everything. It can be used in all these heavy industries for decarbonizing. I think we have come to the end of the slide, and you would understand now. You can you go back and count it. There would be at least 40 to 45 questions. So I had some 45 question. In that I would have spoke about removing certain questions. You can remove that. Yes, it was difficult for me as well, but I genuinely thought that any person who is preparing for this examination sincerely would definitely think about those questions as their questions for succeeding. This is the simplest of understanding of this examination. Don't look for tricks. No tricks, no guessing, simple understanding of the books. Read books. Okay. I would again suggest this fact of read books, finish the syllabus. Don't see something as a static or an some dynamic. So how would you put this, whether this is a static or a dynamic? No, this is something like you have a syllabus in geography where you have to understand industries, or in economics you have to understand industries. In that, what is the green hydrogen which is happening right now? Use PIB, use newspaper, use all these books that you have been handed down. Don't worry yourself, and with all these tricks and guesses and important questions, important current affairs, don't go into that. Think about this examination. The 100 questions which I showed you, only one, only two, only three, they were all thinking about this. But there are 40 questions in this which we could actually have written and clear the cutoff. The cutoff, see, I have picked 40 questions. There are totally 100 questions. The cutoff would be somewhere around 80, 85. Okay, 85, or even you keep it as 90. Now we have reached 40 questions. You have reached 80. Can you not get some 10 mark to 20 mark in the rest of the 60 questions which are there? Even if you think half of the questions are tough, there will be 30 questions which you can make sure that you can clear this exam. I hope this video was useful. Thank you for watching this video. You can There is a Minds of Aspirant Telegram channel also. You can go and you can ask your doubts. The link for that is in the description. You can check that also. I'll start making more such videos through this examination. We'll talk about more such things which are relevant for this examination. Thank you for watching. All the best.